Hey everyone, Adrian here, Indiana Backyard Gardener. I'm out here working on the greenhouse. So let me show you guys what I am working on now. These are the next steps that I'm taking. Remember, I am not a carpenter. I am not a professional. I am doing the best that I can with what I have. And speaking of what I have, this greenhouse is being built with total reclaimed wood, free materials from the sawmill, pallet wood, different scrap pieces that I have come across along the way. So the only thing I have spent actual money on this far is screws, and I just got another box of staples. So yeah, I think that was it. Well, I did buy a tape measure and a leveler like way in the beginning. I probably didn't have to, but I did. So yeah, I did buy those two things as well. But other than that, everything else I had already or I came across. Um, so yeah, this project is very, very frugal. All right, let's get into it. So this corner is what I'm working on. Now, I had to push the door more that way, so it's outside that wall, because I need to have room to put a door here. All right, so this is basically a window. I'm not going to call this a door anymore because it's not serving a purpose as a door. It's actually serving a purpose as a window. All right, so this window I had to push over because I need to have space here to frame a door, which is fine because nobody's really going to see this corner of the greenhouse. I'm trying to leave, as much space as I can in between the grapevines and the greenhouse because I planted these grapes some years ago and I had no idea what I was doing. I just wanted grapes and now they're running wild and I'm going to have to figure out how to retrain them. I'm thinking about putting an arch somewhere out here, but that's for another video. Right now, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to move this window because I need to get to this outside here. All right, I have put together this piece of wood here. Well, this piece here is going to go here. I had to fix that because it was rotted, so I just put a piece of 2x4 in there. But this here is going to go on there like that. Okay. And then on this outside part, I'm going to put this that I have screwed these two here together. All right, so I'm gonna put this like this. You get it, but I'm working with one hand right now, and get it up against the window, and I'm gonna screw it on like that, and then I'll be able to attach this wall with this wall with like a piece of maybe OSB that I have seen a construction site close by that I plan on stopping by to see if they have any scrap pieces of OSB that I could use. Otherwise, I do still have some more of the particle board. I just would rather use something a little more weatherproof, I guess you could say. That particle board is not going to stand up to anything, so that's really not going to work. But if I had to, I would make it work. Anyhow, that's what I'm working on right now. All right, that is connected. Oh, there's a dragonfly. Hello, Mr. Dragonfly. Came to visit me. All right, anyway. I get so distracted. Okay, so there you go. That corner piece is connected, and I put that board there, covering that, you know, that stretch of rotted wood that was right there. That's a fence picket, so it's treated. Those boards are heat treated, and I'll tell you guys later on in the build how I'm gonna seal all the wood that's gonna be, you know, weathered. So stay tuned for that little trick. I have narrowed down the space between there now to 10.5 inches. Before it was a 16-inch gap, and I have now narrowed it down to 10.5 inches. So all I have to do is cover that 10.5 inch gap there, and that side will be done. All right, let's take a look what we're doing right now. This is a pallet I got from my sister. Shout out to my sister at Walgreens. She got me a really nice pallet. It's got all the boards, they're all intact. It's a really sound pallet. So what I'm doing here, and I didn't think about turning on the camera until I was nearly done, I am putting a layer of cardboard on here as a form of insulation. So this is going to be the outside of, this is going to face the outside of the greenhouse. This pallet is going to be on the stacked on top of the other pallets that are on the north wall of the greenhouse. So that's the side that has the roofing shingles at the bottom. So because this is going to be on the top, I didn't want it to be super heavy, so I didn't go with the shingles for the top because I do have to lift this up. So I'm gonna go with some lighter material, some cardboard, and then I'm gonna cover this cardboard with plastic. So the cardboard is basically just covering those big gaps between the boards. There's a couple of spaces where it didn't make it, you know, to the next board, but it's fine. So yeah, that's basically what I got going on. So I'm stapling these to the pallet. The staples that I'm using are the, I believe they're the 5/8 staples. So my stapler takes 3 different sizes, I believe you want to call it. So it says it's a 3-way. So it's a 1/4 inch, 3/8, and then 3/5. I think that says. I can't see with the glare. No, they're both 3/8, but I think the size staples that I chose was not 3/8. I think it was 5/8. Let me just double check. So they're 5/16. That's what they are. And this is what they look like. They are pretty heavy duty. So they're working out better than the ones I had before, which were a smaller one, I believe. Those ones were 3/8. And those 3/8, they were very light duty. So this is a little more heavy duty than the 3/8. So it's a 5/16. Yeah. Hey everyone, Adrienne here, Indiana Backyard Gardener. I took the holiday weekend off, and it's a beautiful day today. It's in the 70s, fairly breezy, so it's a pretty comfortable day. I'm back out here now, and the dilemma that I have is when you're working with reclaimed wood or pallet wood and just miscellaneous pieces of wood, then you have to try to piece things together sometimes to make things fit. So there's that gap on the east side wall that I need to fill. And every time I think I have it, I change my mind. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to go forth with the idea that I have now, and let me this. So I have put these pieces here together to make it the width that I need it, okay? Because it has to fit inside those two walls. So this is going to fit inside, but I also need to, because there's like a small gap between here and where the two walls are flush. So I want this to be inside those two walls, but then there's a gap. So then I need something on the back side to go across to connect to the two walls on either side of this. So this will be the back side that's facing out, all right? But I also want this to have a flat back side to connect to the two walls on either side. And I'll show you that in a minute. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna connect this to these ply boards, but these will be on the outside. Now the problem with that is these are not particularly weather resistant or weatherproof. These are going to fall apart quickly, more quickly than any other wood. So what I have to do is I have to seal it, and then I'm going to cover it in plastic. So what I'm going to use to seal the wood is something that is a free resource, okay, and something you probably already have. You might, I don't know if you do this on your own, or if you go to the shop, you can also ask for them to set it aside for you. So this is used motor oil, okay? This is, my husband does his own oil change on his semi. All right, so this used motor oil is going to do what I need it to do. It's gonna seal up that wood, and it's gonna give it a great color. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna brush that wood with this motor oil, and then I'm gonna leave it out to dry. All right, so I got a cheap paintbrush from the Dollar Tree, and I got a little bit of the motor oil here. And what I'm just gonna do is I'm just gonna seal it. I'm gonna go along these edges here where it's kind of open and porous, and just let it absorb that oil there. So I'm gonna do this all the way around, and I'm gonna do this on both boards. Not only these edges, but the whole board is gonna get done. All right, it's the next morning. I left this out to dry. You can see that it is still, there are still some spots where it's not quite absorbed all the way. So the sun should take care of that today. This side is dry. So I'm just waiting for that. It's taken a while to be able to absorb all that and then dry, and then I'll be able to use it. I might not wait totally, but I probably should. So in the meantime, I'll work on something else. All right, well, I got this side done for now, and I got some plastic here that reached over. I put it underneath here to seal off a gap that I found. So stretched it over, and there's like a small gap like down at the bottom. See that light? Like right here down at the bottom. There is a gap there. But I knew that I had some plastic that I could stretch over that way, so that's covering that gap for now. I'm gonna probably try to get some rocks, probably maybe a brick or something in there. So I've got some rocks down at the bottom to hold that plastic in place that's down there. So I know there's going to be some gaps here and there, so I'm just trying to minimize where they are. This side has no gaps. So, and I'm not sure yet if I'm going to put something between here and here. I just haven't found the right piece yet. But for now, this is going to be it for now, because I need to move on from this space and get this doorway done. Well, we had a little bit of rain. I think I have the door frame figured out. All right, so first I have to get this base, you know, kind of like the baseboard or whatever you want to call it, figured out, the bottom, which I have done, and then I cut those pieces over here, and then I had to figure out how to get it to line up this side with this side, because this side is like back here and then this side is like up here, so I needed to kind of meet in the middle, and I was able to do that with putting some pieces together. So I cut the pieces I needed, so now I have to attach them here. So I'm gonna have to do some hodgepodging. I need to connect this board to here and to here, so that'll be connected going across. Okay, so then that'll connect this to that, and then I need to make this a flat surface, which is why I have those pieces cut. So then I'll go ahead and make this a flat surface. Right. So I got this piece here connected to both this side and this side. So this piece is next. So I got this side connected. Now I need to connect these two here. So that's what I'm about to do. Okay, so I got this piece connected to this piece over here. So this piece is going to go across the top to make everything flat, and now I have to connect this piece to this side and that side. But I also have to connect this piece to this end. Let's get you guys big. So I'm gonna do it in a, what do you call it? Like a, I think it's called a toenail. So I'm gonna go in on an angle on this board so that I can get through the board and through the bottom all with one nail. So let's see if I can do this. All right, well, I guess I'm done because my impact and my drill just died on me. So I was just about to get this beam attached here and then attach another one on the other side, and then that will bring both of these two beams even with each other. So one will be on this side and one will be on that side. But my battery died, so I got the bottom all squared away. I did not toenail this board. I attempted to, but I wasn't happy with it, so I said forget it. So I attached this one all the way up, and then I attached this one to the bottom, but this one is not attached to this one as of yet. So what I'll probably do is when I attach the other beam like this to this side, I'll attach the beam this way, but then I'll also attach the beam down. So that's where I'm at right now. So I'm gonna have to put these tools on the charger, and I guess we'll have to call it a night. But I am making a lot of progress here. As soon as I get this door frame squared away, then I can start doing the second level, which is the windows, and then we move on to the roof. So we are still chipping away. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for this one. I hope you guys are enjoying this, following along with me. Like I said, disclaimer, I am not a carpenter. I'm not a professional. This is reclaimed, totally free reclaimed wood. They don't, you know what I mean? They're not sized. They're just a hodgepodge of pieces of wood and pallets and windows and doors and that things of that nature. So I am doing the best that I can with what I have, and it's coming along. So that's it for today, guys. The more you know, the more you grow. Bye, guys.